welcome to my channel. Let me ask you something. Have you ever tried to speak English, but the words just don't come out? You understand a little. You know a few words. But when it's time to talk, your mind goes blank. Your mouth stays closed. Maybe your heart starts beating fast, and you feel nervous. You want to say something, but the words just hide somewhere inside. Has that ever happened to you? You are not alone. Many people feel this way. Speaking in a new language is not easy. It can feel scary, confusing, or even impossible. You may ask yourself, where do I start? What should I do first? How do I go from knowing a few words to having a full conversation? These questions are normal. Don't worry, I understand you. I was there too. I remember the first time I tried to speak in English. My voice was shaking. I could hear my heart beating. I knew the words in my head, but they didn't come out the way I wanted. I made mistakes. Fang. I felt embarrassed, but I didn't give up. I kept going, one step at a time. And now, I want to help you. Today, I will show you how to talk in English step by step. Yes, step by step. Not fast, not all at once. Just small, simple steps that you can follow easily. I will speak to you like a friend. I will guide you like a teacher. And together we will walk on this journey, so don't skip. Don't stop. Stay with me till the end. Because every step is important. Every small step will take you closer to speaking English with confidence. Let's begin this journey together. Are you ready? Demonstration. Igno. Chapter E. Start with listening. Let me tell you something very important. If you want to speak English, the first thing you must do is listen. Yes. Listen before you speak. This is the first step. It is how all of us, even babies, learn to talk. Think about it. A baby does not start by speaking. A baby starts by listening. Listening to the mother's voice, the father's words, the people around them. They hear sounds again and again every day. Slowly, those sounds become words. And one day, the baby speaks. The same thing is true for you and me. When I first started learning English, I didn't understand anything. I heard people speaking, but it sounded like noise to me. I could not tell where one word stopped and another word began. Hey, it was confusing. I felt lost. I thought, how will I ever understand this language? But then something changed. I stopped trying to understand everything. I just started listening. Not once, not twice, but every day. I listened to English stories, English songs, and English conversations. I didn't always understand them, but I kept listening. I listened when I was cooking, when I was walking, when I was sitting on the bus. And slowly, something amazing happened. One day, I heard a word that I knew. The word was apple. I had heard it many times before, but this time, I really understood it. I was listening to a story about a little girl who was eating an apple, and when I heard that word, it clicked. I saw the picture in my mind. I felt something in my heart. That was the first moment of understanding. King, it was small, but it was beautiful. That small moment gave me hope. It told me, yes, you can understand. Just keep listening. So, I did. I listened to that same story again. This time, I understood 3 words. Then I listened to it again. Now, 5 words. I did not use any grammar books. I did not try to memorize vocabulary lists. I just listened. You see, when you listen, your brain learns. It hears sounds, rhythm, and stress. It learns how words connect. You start to feel the language. You may not understand every word, but your brain is learning quietly and powerfully. Let me share another story. One day, I was listening to a cartoon. It was simple and fun. The characters spoke slowly and clearly. At first, I just laughed at the funny parts. But then, I started to understand the jokes. I understood why they were funny. That was a big moment for me. My aha moment. I realized that English was not just for studying. It was for living, laughing, and enjoying. So now, I want to give you a small tip. It's a secret tip, but it works like magic. Are you ready? Here it is. Repeat what you hear out loud. Yes, when you listen to something, maybe a sentence or a short phrase, pause it and say it yourself. Don't worry if you say it wrong. Just try. For example, if you hear someone say, "How are you today?" Pause and repeat. "How are you today?" Say it again. Feel it in your mouth. Hear your voice. I used to do this in my room. I was shy to speak in front of people, so I practiced alone. I repeated what I heard in videos and songs. Sometimes I repeated one sentence 10 times. And guess what? It helped. I started to sound more natural. My tongue became comfortable with English sounds. You can do the same. Choose something simple. A story, a short video, a podcast. Listen to it again and again. Don't rush. Listen with your heart. Feel the language, then repeat. Speak it aloud. Pretend you are talking to someone. It may feel silly at first, but it will help you more than you think. And remember, don't worry if you don't understand every word. You are not supposed to. Even native speakers don't understand everything all the time. Just keep listening. Little by little, your ears will get stronger. Your brain will learn the patterns. And one day, just like me, you will have your aha moment. You will hear a sentence and say, "I understand that." This is why listening is the first and most powerful step. It opens the door. It prepares your mind. It gives you the sound of the language, and once you have that, the next steps become easier. So, today, I want you to start with listening. Find something in English that you like. Maybe a cartoon, a story, or a short YouTube video. Listen to it again and again. Don't just listen once. Listen 5 times, 10 times, then repeat what you hear. Let the words become a part of you. This is how you begin. This is how you take your first step in talking English. With your ears, with patience, with love for the language, you are doing great. Keep going. The journey has just begun. Trong Chapter R. Speak even when it's not perfect. Let me tell you something very important. If you wait until your English is perfect, you will never speak. Yes, I mean it. Perfection is not the goal. communication is. Speaking is not about saying every word correctly. Speaking is about expressing yourself. It's about sharing your ideas, your thoughts, your feelings. Even if your grammar is not perfect, words are simple. When I first started to speak in English, I was scared. I had learned some words. Kangma. I had listened to many stories, but when I tried to speak, I felt nervous. I thought, what if I say something wrong? What if people laugh at me? So I stayed quiet. I didn't try. I waited and waited, hoping one day I would be ready. But that day didn't come on its own. One day I told myself, I will never be ready if I don't try. So I started with small things. I stood in front of my mirror, looked at myself, and said, "Hello. How are you today?" It felt strange. I laughed at myself. But I didn't stop. I said another sentence. Today, I am eating rice. It was a very simple sentence, but it was a big step for me. I was speaking. I was using English. Then I made a habit. Every day I said "ju" words in English. That was my secret tip. I said "shu" words every day, even if "wu" were wrong. Sometimes I forgot the right word, so I used another. Sometimes my grammar was wrong, but I kept going. Because speaking is like learning to walk. You will fall, you will trip, but you will also get stronger. I remember one funny moment. I was trying to say, I am very hungry, but I said, I am very angry. My friend looked at me, surprised. Angry? Why? I said again, yes, I'm angry. I want food. Then he laughed and said, ah, you mean hungry. We both laughed. I felt a little embarrassed, but I never forgot that word again. Staying that mistake helped me. It became a part of my learning. That's why I always tell new learners, don't be afraid of mistakes. Mistakes are your teachers. They show you where to grow. If you wait until you speak perfectly, you will wait forever. But if you speak now, even with mistakes, you will learn faster. Sometimes, I didn't have anyone to practice with, so I practiced with objects in my room. I looked at my cup and said, this is a cup. I drink tea from this cup. I looked at my chair and said, this is my chair. I sit here every morning. I even talked to my pet. My cat looked at me with sleepy eyes, but I said, hello, cat. You are so cute. Do you want to eat? It may sound funny, but it worked. Wherefore. It may sound funny, but it worked. The more I spoke, the easier it became. My tongue got used to the words. My mind became quicker. English started to feel more natural. You can do the same. Speak to yourself. Speak to your pet. Speak to your phone. Record your voice if you want, but speak. Speak every day. Say woo words, shu words, a sentence, anything. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Create the moment. Now let me give you something useful. Here are some simple phrases you can start saying. Today, Mardiam dasad wine. Am learning English. Tart today is a good day. Dibli like tea. Dibladrian is my book. Develisnat ein feel happy today. Dilasdrian, sky is blue. Devil ein am at home. Dider. I want to speak English. These are not difficult sentences. They are simple but powerful. They help you start. You can change the words and make your own. But, for example, instead of I like tea, say, I like mangoes, or I like football. You don't need big words to speak. You need courage. You need to try. I promise you. Even if your English is not perfect, people will understand you, and the more you speak, the better you will get. So, speak even when it's not perfect. Speak when you're alone. Speak when you're cooking. Speak when you're walking. God, a part of your life. I remember one day, after many weeks of speaking alone, I finally talked to someone in English at a shop. I said, "Hello, I want 1 bottle of water, please." The shopkeeper smiled and gave me the water. I felt like a champion. It was a small sentence, but it gave me big confidence. And you know what? That's what matters. Not big grammar. Not big vocabulary. Just the courage to speak. So, today, I want you to do something. Look in the mirror and say 1 sentence in English. Just 1. Don't worry if it's short. Don't worry if it's not perfect. Just say it. Then say another tomorrow and another the next day. Let it become your habit, because step by step, with your voice, with your courage, with your heart, you will become someone who can speak English with confidence. And it all begins with trying. Dargan chapter 10. Build sentences slowly. Now that you have started listening and speaking, it's time for the next important step. Building sentences. This step is very exciting. Why? Because this is the moment when words become full thoughts. When you move from just saying apple to saying I am eating an apple. When you go from one word to many. Hi? This is where real English begins to grow. But I want to tell you something very important. Build sentences. Slowly. Don't rush. Don't try to speak like a native speaker in one day. That is not the goal. The goal is to build a strong base. 1 sentence at a time. Let me take you back to when I was learning. I knew some words. I knew cat, sleep, table, happy. But I didn't know how to use them in real life. Then, one day, I learned a simple sentence pattern. I said, this is a cat. It felt so good. I was using English in a sentence. Then I said, this is my table. This is my house. This is my book. Baller. I was speaking in full sentences, and it gave me confidence. That was my first full sentence moment. It was simple, yes, but it made me feel strong. So how can you build your own sentences? I'll show you a very easy way. Start with 5 simple patterns, just 5. Use them every day. Keep them in a notebook, practice them again and again. Let me share them with you to rent E. I am. Example. I am happy. I am a student. I am learning English. R. This is DAC. Example. This is my bag. This is my phone. This is my room. Sen. I like to. Example. I like to read. I like to cook. I like to watch movies. S. I have. Example. I have a pen. I have 2 brothers. I have an idea. Woo. I can. Example. I can walk. I can speak English. I can cook rice. These are simple sentence starters, but they are very powerful. You can use them every day. You can change the words. You can describe your day, your things, your life. The more you use them, the more fluent you become. I remember a time when I tried to describe my whole day using just these 5 patterns. I said, I am tired. This is my chair. I like to sit here. Or, I have some tea. I can relax now. It was like magic. I was telling a small story about my life in English. And the best part? It was easy. I didn't use hard grammar. I didn't need a dictionary. I used what I already knew. And that's the secret. Don't wait to learn every rule. Don't wait to learn difficult words. Start with what you know. Use it again and again. Small sentences become big sentences. Big sentences become conversations. But it all starts small. Another tip I want to share is about keeping a sentence notebook. When I was learning, I had a small notebook. Every day, I wrote san to woo sentences using the same patterns. Some were from my daily life. Some were from stories I heard. Some were just things I wanted to say. I wrote them. Then I said them aloud. Then I wrote them again. That notebook became my best friend. It helped me remember, practice, and feel confident. Here's an example of what one day looked like in my notebook. Drips, dit stashed. I am sleepy. Deskashrian is my tea. Vrek. I like to drink it in the morning. Vrekla ein have bread and eggs for breakfast. Brek ein can go to work now. See? It's a story. A simple story. But it's real, it's clear, and it's all mine. And you can do the same. Every day, write a few sentences. Read them. Speak them. Feel proud of them. One day, I was sitting with my friend who also wanted to learn English. I told her, let's play a game. We will take turns and say a sentence. She said, I am a girl. I said, this is my friend. She said, I like to dance. I said, I have a story. We laughed. We learned. We grew. That simple sentence game helped both of us speak better. So, don't be afraid. Don't think you need to learn big grammar first. English is not about showing off. It's about sharing your thoughts. If you can say, I am learning, you are already winning. Today, I want you to do a small task. Take a notebook or open a page on your phone. Write 5 sentences using the 5 patterns I shared. Then say them out loud. Tomorrow, do it again. After 1 week, you will be surprised. Your English will grow, slowly and surely. Remember, learning to speak English is like planting a seed. You water it every day with small efforts. 1 sentence, 1 thought, 1 page, and then it grows into something beautiful. So take your time. Speak slowly. Build your sentences like bricks in a strong house. You are not in a race. You are on a journey, and every small sentence is a big step forward. You can do this. 1 sentence at a time. Prison chapter, Sir. Talk to yourself. The secret method. Now we come to something very special. This is not just another tip. It is a secret method that helped me more than any book, any class, or any grammar rule. I call it talking to yourself. Yes, you heard me right. I talk to myself in English, not once, not twice, but every single day. And guess what? That changed everything for me. Let me take you back to when I was learning English. I knew some words. I could understand a few sentences. I even tried speaking with others. But still, I felt nervous when I had to speak to real people. I was afraid of making mistakes. I was afraid of being judged. I didn't want to feel embarrassed. Then one day, I had a thought. What if I speak to someone who never laughs at me, never corrects me, and always listens? The answer was simple. Me. The answer was simple. Me. I was the perfect practice partner. So, I started talking to myself. It felt strange at first. Very strange. I remember walking around my house and saying things like, "Now I am washing the dishes," or "I will make tea." Sometimes I laughed at myself. Sometimes I thought, "Am I going crazy?" But slowly it started to feel normal. Then it became fun. And then it became powerful. One day, I was walking home from the market, carrying a bag of fruits. I said out loud, "Okay, I have apples, bananas, and one big watermelon. I will cut the watermelon first. Then I will eat the banana." I looked around. Nobody was there, but in that moment, I was practicing English. I was using real words from real life. And I wasn't afraid. That was the first time I had a full conversation with myself. I asked a question. I answered it. I described what I saw. I told myself what I would do next. It was not a grammar lesson. It was real speaking practice. And it helped me grow fast. Here's the thing. When you talk to yourself, you don't need anyone else. You don't need a partner. You don't need perfect grammar. You just need to speak. And every time you speak, your brain becomes faster. Your confidence becomes stronger. You learn how to use the words you already know. I remember one funny moment. I was brushing my teeth in front of the mirror. I looked at myself and said, "You are brushing your teeth. Now you will wash your face. Then you will sleep." Suddenly, I answered myself, "Yes, good idea. I am tired today." I laughed so hard. But that conversation, yes, with myself, was full English practice. That's why I want to give you my secret tip. Narrate your actions. Say what you're doing as you do it. It's very simple. You don't need long sentences. Just say what you see, what you feel, and what you're doing. Zool. When you wake up, say, "I am getting out of bed." "I will brush my teeth." "Dok in the kitchen. I am making tea." "The water is hot." "Donk in the bus. I am going to work." "It is raining outside." Sosh. At night, I had a long day. I want to sleep now. These are simple, true sentences. You are not making them up. You are living them. And that's why this method works so well, because it's real. You are practicing the words that you actually use in your life. You are connecting English to your daily world. You don't need a classroom. Your home is the classroom. Your life is the lesson. Another great thing about this method is that you can repeat your sentences many times. If you say something and it doesn't sound right, say it again. If you forget a word, try a different one. There's no pressure. No one is listening but you. And you know what happens when you do this every day? English starts to become natural. You start thinking in English without even trying. Your mouth learns how to move with English sounds. Your brain becomes comfortable with the language. I'll tell you a secret. After 3 months of talking to myself every day, I spoke to someone at a shop in English. I said, "Can I have a bag, please?" The shopkeeper gave me the bag, and I smiled. I had done it. I spoke with confidence. Not because I studied hard, but because I practiced out loud. With myself. So I want you to try this today, right now. Look around you. Say something in English, just one sentence. Maybe, "This is my phone." Then say another. Maybe, "I am using my phone to learn English." Then tomorrow, say more. Narrate your whole morning routine. Then your evening routine. Talk when you walk. Talk when you cook. Talk when you are alone. The more you speak to yourself, the easier it becomes to speak to others. You will see your confidence grow. You will feel less shy. You will stop waiting for the right moment, because every moment will become the right moment. Remember, speaking is like a muscle. You have to use it to make it strong, and the best way to use it, the easiest way to start, is to talk to yourself. So go ahead, don't be shy. Talk to the best English partner you have. You boo chapter woov. Use real-life words. Now, let's take your speaking to the next level. You've been listening, you've been speaking, and you've started building small sentences. That's amazing. You're doing something very special. Now it's time to add more power to your English by using real-life words. Yes, real words from your real life. You don't need big, fancy words to speak English well. You don't need to learn difficult vocabulary from a textbook. You already live in a world full of English words. You just don't see them yet. Berks. That's for today. I will help you open your eyes to those words all around you. Let me tell you a story. When I was learning English, I used to think I needed to memorize lists of vocabulary. So I tried. I wrote down Arthur's new words every day. But the problem was, I forgot most of them. I didn't use those words in my real life. They were not part of my day. Then one day, something small changed everything. I was sitting in my room, feeling tired, and I looked around. I saw my table. I saw my chair. I saw my cup of tea, and I thought, why not learn the words around me? So I picked up a sticky note and wrote the word table on it. I stuck it on my table, then cup. I stuck it on my cup. Window, lamp, door. I put labels everywhere. That was the first time I really started using real-life words. Words from my home, my life, my world, and they stayed in my memory. Why? Because I saw them every day. I used them. I touched them. I lived with them. One day, I was making tea in the kitchen. I decided to describe what I was doing in English. I said, I am boiling water. I am adding tea leaves. I will pour the tea into the cup. That was a special moment. I felt proud. I wasn't reading a sentence from a book. I was talking about my real life, my tea, my kitchen, my moment. That's when I understood something powerful. The best vocabulary is the one you already need in your daily life. You don't need to know photosynthesis or philosophy to talk in English, but you do need to know spoon, shirt, bag, hungry, happy, rain, and sleep. These are real-life words. These are the words that make your English feel natural and useful. So, how do you start using real-life words? Let me give you my favorite tip. Trodens ardent. Tree to choose move things in your room and describe them every day. Yes, it's that simple. Look around you. What do you see? A bed? A phone? A fan? A bottle? Pick 5. Then describe them like this. Brasdruthian is my bed. It is soft. I sleep here. Druthian is my phone. I use it to call my family. Skadian is a bottle. It is full of water. I drink from it. Bopla, this is a fan. It keeps me cool. Spaka the Shinziz is a bag. I carry my books in it. These are not hard sentences, but they are real. They are part of your life. And when you practice this every day, something amazing happens. Your brain connects English with your world. English is no longer just a subject. It becomes a part of how you see everything. Another great way to learn real-life words is to talk about your daily routine. Every morning, I used to say my routine out loud. Sitter ein wake up at chi. Sig I'd brush my teeth. Sit ein take a shower. I eat breakfast. Ein go to work. At first, I kept it very simple. I didn't worry about grammar. I just spoke from my life. Then, little by little, I added more detail. Sargiel. Eins wake up at chi. I feel sleepy. I don't want to get up. Doskliu. Ein brush my teeth with cold water. Sometimes I listen to music. Och for breakfast, I eat eggs and toast. I love hot tea in the morning. See? The sentences grow, but they still come from my life. No textbook needed. Just my own experience. Weather is also a great topic to use real-life words. Every day, look outside and say, Rumdiend, Ruten's sunny today. Zikwat it is raining. Zikruten's sky is gray. Zuk ionine feel cold. Zipkut Rudnan is hot outside. Talk about what you feel, what you see. That's real English. That's how you grow. Another thing that helped me was using feelings. Emotions. I used to say, Dartle dial I am tired. Dartle dine am happy today. I feel angry. Dite ein am excited. Feelings are real. You feel them every day. Use them. Speak them. Now, I want you to try something. Look around your room. Pick 5 things. Describe them in English. Just small sentences. Then talk about your mood. Then say something about the weather. That's your practice. That's your learning. And do this again tomorrow. And the day after that. Soon you will know Urge's real-life words. Then e-bite. And they won't be just in your notebook. They will be in your mouth, in your sentences, in your life. So remember, real English is not in the book. It's in your home, in your kitchen, in your morning, in your smile. Use it. You don't need to search far. Everything around you is your English classroom. You are ready. Speak it. Live it. Bun chapter lo. Keep going step by step. Now we've come to the final chapter. But this is not the end. This is the beginning of your English journey. You've learned how to listen, how to speak even when it's not perfect, how to build sentences, how to talk to yourself, and how to use real-life words. And now, I want to tell you something very important. Keep going, step by step. Learning English is not something that happens in one day. It is not like turning on a switch. It is like planting a small seed. Hey, you water it every day. You give it sunlight. You take care of it. And slowly, it grows into a plant. Then into a tree. That's how English works too. There were many days when I felt like giving up. Yes, me too. I thought I'm not good enough. I'm too slow. I make too many mistakes. I remember sitting in my room after a long day, listening to an English podcast, and thinking, they speak so fast. Dot. Hi. I'll never understand this. I felt small. I felt tired. But I also knew something deep inside. I can't stop now. I've come too far. I must keep going. So I did. I went back to my small notebook. I read my old sentences. I smiled when I saw how far I had come. 1 month ago, I could only say my name is. Now I could talk about my day, my food, my feelings. I was growing, and I didn't even notice it because I was too focused on the mistakes. But progress was there, step by step. One of the most special moments in my journey was the day I had my first real English conversation with a native speaker. I was nervous. My hands were sweating. My heart was beating fast. I kept thinking, what if I don't understand him? What if I say something wrong? But I reminded myself, you've practiced. You've spoken to yourself. You've listened. You're ready, the man asked me. Hi there. How are you doing today? I smiled and replied, I'm doing good. Thank you. How about you? It was a simple answer, but for me it was like winning a medal. We talked for 5 minutes. I told him where I was from. I told him about my job. I even made a small joke. He laughed, and then he said something I will never forget. Your English is really good. Keep it up. That one sentence made me so happy. I almost cried. Not because my English was perfect, but because someone understood me. Blangum. And I understood him. That's what matters. Not perfection. Connection. You see, your journey will be different from mine. Your pace will be different. Your strengths and challenges will be different. And that's okay. Don't compare yourself with others. Don't feel sad if someone learns faster. We all have our own road, our own story. What's important is that you don't stop. Even on the hard days, even when you're tired, even when it feels slow, keep going. Speak a little every day. Listen a little every day. Write a little every day. Trust the process. Sometimes progress is quiet. You don't see it right away, but one day you'll say something without thinking. You'll understand something without trying, and in that moment you'll realize you've grown. You'll realize you've grown. Let me give you something to remember. You are not alone. Many people all over the world are learning English. They are also struggling, also making mistakes, also trying their best. You are part of something big. You are not the only one. And you are not behind. You are learning, growing, and moving forward, step by step. I want you to look back at your journey now. Maybe today is your first day. Maybe you've already started. Look at the words you can say. Look at the sentences you've built. Look at how you are still here, still learning. That's amazing. You should be proud of yourself. Not because you are perfect, but because you are trying. Every day you show up, you get better. Every sentence you say, every video you watch, every word you write, it all matters. So promise me one thing. Don't give up. Even if you feel stuck, even if you feel slow, keep going. English is not a race. It is a journey. Some days will be fast. Some days will be slow. Some days will be hard, but each day brings you closer to your goal. One day, you will speak English without fear. You will talk to someone and they will understand you. You will listen to a story, and you will smile because you understand every word. You will look back at this moment, and you'll be glad you didn't stop. Step by step, keep moving forward. Your journey is special. Your progress is real, and your goal is closer than you think. You can do this. I believe in you, yo. Thank you so much for staying with me till the very end of this lesson. It really means a lot. If this video helped you in any way, if it gave you hope, motivation, or a new idea, please take a second to like it. Your one like can help this video reach more learners like you. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss a simple, friendly English lesson. I make every video with you in mind, so you can learn with ease and joy. And now, I want to hear from you, Rican. Leave a comment below and tell me which step will you start using today. Maybe it's talking to yourself, or maybe it's using real-life words. Whatever it is, share it with me. I read every single comment. Keep learning, keep smiling, and remember, step by step, you're moving forward. You can do this, and I'm here to help when Prater's golds.